A couple of things happened in my relationships recently that kind of baffled me and reminded me of things that have been happening from time to time since I was a kid. I'm still not transformed. What? What is going on with me? At age 61, I decided it was finally time to investigate something I've long been curious about: autism. Every time I'd looked into it before, I seemed not to have some of the classic core symptoms, but it was time to know for sure. I found a battery of tests online and took a handful of them. I was unambiguously over the threshold on all of them. So, what does this mean? My mom asked it clearly. What difference does it make for you to know this? Each test I took highlighted different aspects of my particular flavor. There are many different aspects to autism, and each person has a unique set of specifics. Each assessment gave me a report that explained some things in detail. I found myself understanding more about my past and current experience from each one. It was as if a light was being shown for the first time in a dark corner where I had not known to look. One particular aspect of autism I started to learn about, which is especially common in women and girls, is masking, also known as camouflaging. In a nutshell, masking is attempting to appear normal in a world of neurotypical or non-autistic people when you don't feel normal or don't fully know how to pull it off successfully. Many of us develop this strategy from a young age, and we reach varying levels of success at it. Based on my recent experiences, it's clear that mine has never been fully successful, though I'm much better at it in certain types of situations than others. I watched a bunch of videos by autistic women talking about their experience of masking. Most found it to feel inauthentic to who they are naturally and really exhausting to perform. But they found that if they didn't mask and just showed up as their natural selves, they had much more difficulty navigating a neurotypical world. Life, work, and relationships didn't work well without it. As a Landmark graduate, I inquired into how to relate to this for myself. Is masking inauthentic? Does it require work and energy? Can I drop the mask and just be my authentic self? Where I've landed for myself is in a different paradigm for masking. As an adult suddenly discovering this new thing about me, my experience is as if I've been living my whole life in a country where everyone speaks a different language than the one I grew up with, and I didn't realize it. It reminded me of an experience from my past. Half a lifetime ago, I traveled for a few months in Indonesia, learned enough of the local language to navigate bargaining in the markets and meeting people, and then moved confidently on to Malaysia. The two countries speak basically the same language with some differences. However, unlike, say, the difference between American English, where I'm from, and Australian English, where I live now, where the differences are mostly in how we name things and cultural expressions like slang, the differences between Bahasa Indonesia and Bahasa Malaysia are the little words, the very basics of the language. In both countries, the first thing most people ask you, do you speak the language, is a four-word phrase. But I didn't realize at first that every one of those four words is different between the two countries. So I didn't understand the first thing people asked me, and most conversations ended there. Even more frustrating, I had learned to order my favorite drink, ice water with a twist of some small local citrus fruits, without sugar. In Indonesia, the magic phrase was tanpa gula, without sugar. But when I would order this drink in Malaysia, it would always arrive at my table with sugar. Tanpa gula, I would say, and it would come back with more sugar. Both I and my servers were baffled and frustrated. Eventually, I realized that the Malaysian language didn't have this word tanpa, without, and that the correct way to order there was tidak gula, no sugar. Only many months after that did I learn a new vocabulary word and finally understood the source of my miscommunication. That word was tamba, the closest sounding word in Malaysian to tanpa, which in both languages means add, the very opposite of what I thought I was saying. So my new relationship to masking is this. I've just discovered I've been speaking a different language than most people I encounter. Now that I realize this, what there is to do to navigate life effectively is to learn this new language. When in Rome, etc. I live in a world of neurotypical people. It behooves me to learn their language. Yes, it takes work, energy, and plenty of mistakes along the way. And there's nothing inauthentic about it. It's simply what there is to do. So if we should meet and misunderstand each other, please be patient. Like you, I suspect I am a beautiful work in progress.